know they practiced these 5 things, and that's why they sound so good. This is my top priority list of how I would practice. One thing about making a practice list or practice goals: do not set long-term goals. For example, like this: before I can play this full Michael Brecker solo, I do not want to practice the arpeggios or take the A train. Do not set long-term goals because it destroys your practice. Instead, make a wish list. Make a list of points which you want to focus your practice on. This is my list. Daily training. I want to do more daily training, practicing and playing the saxophone. I start with this one because this is probably the most important thing. With daily training, I mean as often as you can. Getting practice sessions as often as you can, also if they are short, is much better than getting one long practice session once a month or once or 2 months. Playing an instrument is training muscle memory, from your brain to your fingers, from your ears to your fingers. This is a particularly slow form of learning, and the best way is repetition. You need to repeat the things you are training a lot of times before your fingers get it. A good thing when you're focusing on daily practice is having your instrument unpacked and ready to play. Great sound. All the great musicians have great sound. This is the first thing we listen to when we play our own instrument and when we hear other play instruments. How does it sound? Great sound for saxophone players means having great breath control. Do this breathing exercise for 1 minute max before you start all other training, and you'll see a crazy increase in your sound control and your volume. Breathe in, pointy lips, make a circle with your fingers. Blow the air through the circle. Keep blowing till you have absolutely no air left. Do this breathing exercise for 1 minute maximum before you start other trainings, and you'll see an incredible increase in your sound quality and your volume. The next exercise is playing from very soft to very loud to very soft on one note. Take a deep breath. Play the softest you can on one note. Play it slowly, louder and louder to the loudest you can, and then soft, soft, soft to the softest you can again. Repeat a couple of times. Remember to give it everything you have. Do this together with a breathing exercise, maximum 1 minute before you're practicing. When you get a better sound, and you will get a better sound by doing this, you will automatically start doing 2 minutes or 3 minutes of this breathing exercise. I rediscovered how important it is to play along with great master solos when I made this video a couple of weeks ago. The idea of learning from the best is just so inspiring, and you have all the masters right there. You can listen to them and learn. So the best school is playing along with solos from the great masters. You learn everything you need. Sound, phrasing, timing, use of chords, use of scales. You get the full package. I can only recommend finding easy solos to play along with and do it. And here again, the do not set long-term goals rule is very, very important. So if you only want to take one lick or one phrase out of a whole solo, if that's what gets you going, do that.
Did I learn solos? The answer is yes. But I didn't have the discipline to learn whole solos. If I heard a lick that I like, I'd steal it. You know?
Do as Michael Brecker, steal licks. There's enough licks for all of us. I've added this fairly easy to play Ammons solo on Walkin in this week's lesson manual on Patreon. In this way you immediately have a great solo to start with if you want to play along with the solo. Having great timing and great sound. Get it on Patreon, the link is in the description. Another amazing rediscovery I did in 2023 was playing without articulation. Train only your fingers. I got this amazing Michael Brecker practice book and I read through it, and there I found this sentence. And I was totally stunned. Of course the timing is in your fingers. So I started to do my technical exercises 2 ways. So playing any exercise without tonguing or without articulation. Only plain fingers. The same applies for when I learn new licks and new phrases. Played without articulation. The timing of your fingers becomes so much stronger because you hear what the fingers are doing. This example could have been any three of the greats I presented, Coltrane, Brecker or Parker, because they all have impeccable articulation. Playing along with solos and stealing licks and practice without tonguing so the fingers have the timing begs for articulation. Lately I have been and will be focusing on adding much more clear articulation into all my phrases. At the same time I want to add much more syncopation, so getting that articulation really clear out there is so important. I'll start by practicing clear articulation, for example together with my technique, like when I'm practicing my scales in this syncopated pattern. What also forces you to train more articulation is when you are practicing and playing licks. Compose your licks with much more rhythm and much more syncopation. This forces you to add much more clear articulation when playing the licks. What is your top 5 practice wish list? I would love to hear from you. Get some ideas out there that we can inspire everybody. Please put some in the comments below. When you want the Ammons solo on Walkin, if you want more exercises and licks, go get the lesson manual on Patreon. It's all there. The link is in the description. I really want to recommend this video to you. Michael Brecker is one of my greatest heroes and he keeps inspiring me. Here's a take on one of his practice methods. Play music, have fun.